What's up, YouTube? It is Christian. I'm back at you guys with another video. We're continuing through, pushing through with Survivor Season 50. This is Episode 10's recap. We are getting into the nitty-gritty of the season. Big moves to be made now. This is where it all comes down, to who's really going to take control, who's really going to take the reins. The early game, yeah, people can have control at that point, whatever. But we know it doesn't ultimately matter that much. As a matter of fact, if you put that much pressure on yourself at the beginning, you're likely a merge boot. That's how it goes, if not even earlier. But I am also repping the New York Knicks right now. We're in the middle of the NBA playoffs, and my Knicks just thrashed on the Atlanta Hawks. So if anybody by chance is watching this as a Survivor fan, is also a basketball fan, let's go Knicks. But yeah, we got episode 10, and I have my notes pulled up here in front of me. We're going to get right into it. This is episode 10 of season 50 of Survivor. We have Jonathan, Sareed, Rizzo, Devins, Tiffany, Joe, Aubrey, Emily, Ozzy, and Stephanie. We are fresh off an elimination of a fan favorite, one of my favorites. Christian just got kicked out in episode 9, and this is the results of that. So we get the aftermath of the Christian vote out. Let me know what you guys thought about that last week's episode as well. Was Christian your favorite? Did you want to see him win it all? Who do you want to see win the season? But we get some of the aftermath of the talks leading up to that vote, like such as Ozzy talks to Emily about her bringing up his name, because remember, he thought they were tight. He thought they were a top connection, but she does explain to him, me, Christian, and Devins, we've been working together since the beginning. So my loyalty lied with them first. And that's kind of the angle she was pitching to him. I mean, it's true. It is true. But he was still, not too happy about it. He's like, of course, flippin' is flippin'. Devins gets called out by a couple of people like Jonathan and Stephanie for not really having an idol. But he doesn't confirm it. He's like, what do you mean? I do have an idol. He's still trying to go along with, yeah, I just don't have it. Whatever. Or no, I have it, but I just didn't play it. Whatever. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, he's just going along with that, still trying to convince people that he does have an idol. So Devins and Emily, they have to brainstorm together. Because if one thing's clear about back at camp is that these two are on the bottom. They look like they're going home next. They're the easy votes. Either one of Rick or Emily, probably Rick, but one or two of them seems to be next up to go. They were lumped with Christian, and they're seen as this collective as the quote-unquote middle, but they're really the bottom. So yeah. Aubrey talks to Rizzo about how deep they are in the game. Even though there's 10 people, it feels like they're further along than 10, because they've been there for a while. You got to keep in mind, this season started with a historic amount of players on the roster. You got rostered 24 players this season. So it really has been some time that's passed. And she mentioned in her confessional about how it's time for a big move. It might be time to get out somebody big in this game. And in this time as well, Devins comes to the conclusion, you know what? Maybe it is just best that I tell everybody that I don't have an idol. Lay it all out on the table. These people don't trust me anyway, so I might as well just let the cat out of the bag. No more secrets and all that good stuff. So that's exactly what he does. He tells everybody. And we transition into a new scene. It is the Survivor auction. Everybody is given, a certain amount of money. I believe it's 800 or something, whatever it is, to spend and to make their bid on whatever the item might be. But in this auction, it's either comfort, chaos, or both. So the item that they get, it can either be like food or whatever, or it can also be chaotic twist, or it could be uh, comfort, so like good food, whatever. But it also comes with a bad challenge attached to it as well. You just go through it real quick. Devin getting chicken and fries, Emily getting a shake, Jonathan gets a snack plate, Aubrey gets a two-person shared item. But this one is one of those that's comfort and chaos. She chooses to share it with Rizzo, and if she eats these bugs, then they get to eat cookies too. So they do that. She does that. She eats them successfully, and they get to enjoy the cookies. Stephanie gets a grilled cheese. Sari gets toothbrush and mouthwash. Jonathan gets a two-person shared item, shares it with Ozzy. He has to eat like a boiled sea slug or something like that, and Ozzy gets the chicken fingers and fries because Jonathan does that. There's a montage going on, and the last one that everybody can bid in together, put all their money for together, is a mystery item, but they all put it in, and it ends up being the love letters from home, which everybody loves. They love the love letters from home. One thing, of course, I think a lot of us Survivor fans agree on is that we want the family visits. The family visits was such a fun part of Survivor, when you get to see them, how they interact with like their girlfriend, their boyfriend, their mom, their kid, whoever came out to see them. It was like even more humanizing moment of them, like made you connect even more with the cast. Love letters are great, don't get me wrong. You know, you still see them get like emotional and all that. You know, just because of who it is that's sending it to them. But seeing the people on screen and all that, I love that, man. That was one of my favorite things about the earlier seasons. Once they made it to that point. Anyway, we get another celebrity guest visit. It's not Zach Brown. It's not a Jimmy Fallon twist. It's not Billie Eilish's Idol. It is the one and only, the king of YouTube, honestly. King of this platform where I'm uploading it. Mr. over 100 million subscribers himself, the guy to beat, Mr. Beast. He's introduced. Jeff kind of, praises or glazes him, depending on how you might see that, for a little while. And Mr. Beast has something to reveal to the rest of the cast. And it is the final twist associated with anything to do with the auction. He has a Mr. Beast Super Beware Advantage. We know Beware Advantages. They can go really bad for you, or if you do it the right way, you get a big payoff usually. And so it's kind of looming in the air what this Beware Advantage could be. We don't know at home. We're speculating, maybe it's some type of a super idol or something along those lines, with the chance of I don't know. Of course, losing your vote is an easy answer, but I was thinking maybe you have to go home or something like that, whatever. You get to the immunity challenge straight out of the auction. Jeff says, guys, you're going to get a chance to read your love letters once we get back to camp. But before we go back to camp, it is immunity challenge time. They have this little bow-shaped object that they're holding where they have to balance a ball on it, and they're standing on a narrow beam. Every so often, they have to step down to a more narrow part of the beam, and then the last person standing is the winner of the challenge and wins immunity. Can't be voted out for the night. Start out in the first phase of things. Stephanie goes out first, then Rizzo. Then everybody else moves down to the next spot. They make it. But in that next spot, Sari goes out, then Aubrey goes out. So we're left with Devin's, Tiffany, Joe, Jonathan, Ozzy, Emily standing there. In that last spot, Devin goes out, and then Emily's shortly after that. And there we have our final four: Joe, Ozzy, Jonathan, Tiffany. Jonathan goes out next. And this is something, you see the narrow piece of wood, whatever they're standing on, and you think it must be some harder for people that have bigger feet or just bigger in general. No excuses, just saying it seems like it would probably be that way. Joe goes out next, and it is down to Ozzy and Tiffany. Ozzy's competing at this point because, number one, he wants to win individual immunity. But you got to think, Jeff keeps mentioning the all-time leader in immunity wins is Boston Rob with 9, and Ozzy himself has 8. And being the resident challenge beast of Survivor, the OG Survivor beast, Ozzy probably wants that. He probably wants to at least tie Boston Rob, if not pass him in immunity challenges. Unfortunately for him, this was not the game to do it because Tiffany wins, and Tiffany is safe from elimination. I love to see it. I'm a Tiffany fan. I like that. I love the Tiffany, Camilla, and Dee trio that was early on. Unfortunately, they didn't get to last long, but Tiffany is making her way, and she's doing her thing. You love to see it. Go back to camp. There's camp, and there's discussion of Ozzy being voted out as the next big move. And Jonathan is the one that kind of comes up with the idea to begin with. He lies to Stephanie about Ozzy saying her name. Jonathan then pitches the idea to Devins. Jonathan also tells Joe about it, but that was a big mistake on Jonathan's end because Joe was also close with Ozzy and Cirie. Joe tells Cirie, and now Cirie found out about Ozzy going home. That's not happening anymore. If you want an Ozzy plan to go through, you can't tell Cirie because Cirie is connected with Ozzy. That is her number one guy. Him and Rizzo are the untouchables for Cirie. So that was, that you just made a big mistake. You go after Q, big mistake. You go after Ozzy, big mistake in Cirie's eyes. Cirie's not happy about it, so she's looking to flip it. Stephanie tries to tell Cirie it's between Emily and Devins. After Joe had told Cirie that Stephanie and Jonathan are looking to flip on Ozzy, and Cirie, she knows it's a lie. She's not stupid. This is Cirie we're talking about. Big Brother winner, Traders winner, Survivor legend who has made it to the end multiple times. And in the Micronesia season, arguably should have been the winner, even though Parvati won, who was one of the greatest winners herself. This is not just some ragtag dummy of the show. This is Cirie, she's her. So don't try that one, Stephanie. Ozzy's talking about using his idol after Cirie brings it up to him. Stephanie talks about using her steal a vote. Tribal Council. And remember, we still have that Mr. Beast thing looming in the air. The twist has not been revealed yet. So we don't know what's going to happen next. Who's going to go home here? And what is this advantage going to do? Could somebody like a Stephanie or could Ozzy end up getting this big beware advantage and shaking up everything? Well, instead, what we get to begin things off is Devins, who is still at the bottom of it all, along with Emily, decides that he's not in a great place, so he blows up everybody's plans. He says everything to the detail of how it happened, how Jonathan and Stephanie wanted Ozzy out, and they were telling Cirie that it was going to be between him and Emily, and that they're lying and they're going around scheming about things. Jonathan and Stephanie disagree, but of course they do because the shoe fits, this is the absolute truth that Devins has nothing to lose. He's a man with nothing to lose, and it seems like, he thinks he's on his way out. So let's shake things up a bit. Let's see if I can stay, if I turn the attention towards them. But here comes Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast has this beware advantage. The twist is revealed. It is a gold coin. You flip it, and on one side is like Mr. Beast's head, on the other side is a fire and torch. You call it right, and you're safe. And you get an idol. And the prize money total for the season doubles from $1 million to $2 million. So this is beneficial for everybody overall, because you increase the maximum jackpot of the winnings of this show, but especially for the person that wins it, because you don't get voted out tonight. You get an idol that you can still play at a later time. This is amazing. But if you call it wrong, The prize stays at $1 million, which is like, that's not necessarily a negative for the people there, but they have the opportunity to get $2 million. I want $2 million. You know what I mean? But you call it wrong, the prize stays at $1 million, and the flipper of it immediately goes home. No elimination needed, no vote out. But Devin is the flipper. He's safe, and he gets the idol, and the prize money has doubled. This is incredible. This is great results. Now I personally think, I feel like the coin could have been weighted there a bit. I feel like they wanted to give $2 million to the winner anyway. It's season 50, it's a big season. But and they love Devins, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, no, that's some conspiracy stuff. But it's funny to think about. Devins is safe, so this causes a big scramble. We get live tribal. People are going around. Is it going to be Aubrey's name comes up? You still hear Ozzy, and you hear Stephanie now, because Stephanie has been dealing very uncomfortably with the whole night and all that. There's a point where Emily goes to Jonathan and is like, "Who should it be?" And she says, still do. It should be Aubrey, And Jonathan's like, "You're so full of it." Like, he is just overworking with Emily, because she's obviously the dam that cannot hold water. Like, she tells everything. She is just not somebody you trust with a secret. Let's say that. We get to the vote out. Stephanie does decide to use her steal vote. She steals Devin's vote, I guess, since he's safe anyway. She just decides, I'm going to use his vote. Not going to hurt anybody. And she votes Aubrey twice, but it's not enough. They try to split the vote, Emily a little, and Aubrey. But ultimately, Stephanie goes home, and Stephanie's out. And I love to see that, because I didn't like the Jonathan, Stephanie, Joe side of things so much. I prefer Cirie and Ozzy. And I even like Devins a lot. I like Devins a lot, actually. I'd be cool with Devins winning. This episode especially was just a very fun episode, and I feel like Devins taking the risk that he did made it even more fun. So I am very soon and shortly this weekend going to reveal my tier list as well out of the remaining 9 contestants, who I think has the best chance of winning and who I think has the lowest chance of winning out of the game remaining. So, of course, let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Click subscribe so you can see my next Survivor recap, my next Survivor tier list as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.